All right, we'll go on the record. This is in the District Court of Butler County, Kansas. Case is entitled in the matter of the marriage of Robert Wade Seymour, petitioner, and Wendy Seymour, respondent, case number 24 DM 287. Would counsel announce appearances, please?
Joshua Andrews on behalf of the petitioner, who is also present on the Zoom hearing.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Attorney Megan Story of Ward Law LLC, who is present on behalf of Ms. Wendy Seymour, who is the respondent. She's also present in the room with me on this Zoom.
Well, thank you, counsel. We last appeared on September 17th. At that time, the court issued some modified temporary orders, ordered the parties into domestic conciliation. Then we were going to set a status hearing if the parties were unable to agree on holiday visitation. Mr. Andrews, where do we stand on the status of the case at this point?
Your Honor, just clarify, we were going to do domestic conciliation. I think we changed to having a guardian ad litem appointed. We are still in the process of getting that order approved. The language in the order approved between us. I sent a revised order to Ms. Story right before the hearing started. I'm not sure that she's even had a chance to look at it yet. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get the order submitted for the court's approval later this week or by the end of the week, so we can get the guardian ad litem process started. With regard to the holiday parenting time, we do not have an agreement on that at this point. I received a proposal from Ms. Story. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to talk to my client about it until this morning. Again, right before court, I did send a counter proposal, but I don't know that Ms. Story's had the opportunity to look at it. I can advise the court what we are requesting for holiday parenting time is for Thanksgiving. Mr. Seymour has the weekend before Thanksgiving as part of his regular parenting time schedule. That would be Friday after.
Mr. Andrews,
sorry.
But before you get into this part of it,
sure.
I know this hearing was originally scheduled for sometime in November, and due to scheduling, we had to continue it backwards. Do you and Ms. Story need some time to communicate to see if perhaps there's an agreement that can be reached? Or has that been exhausted already?
Well, I don't think it's been exhausted, Your Honor. The concern that I had is that we would not be able to find another hearing date before Thanksgiving to give us more time.
And I didn't mean to move this hearing. I meant I could put you all in a breakout room and see where we're at. And then if we need to make argument, then we can. I thought I'd propose that unless you all exhausted your attempts.
No, I would be okay with that if Ms. Story's okay with that.
I'm okay with that, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll take a brief recess and set up a breakout room. And I've got some time set aside for this hearing, so I thought if you all want to see where you're at, we could do that. So.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want Mr. Seymour in the breakout room, or how do you guys want to do this?
Yes, Your Honor. I think since Ms. Seymour's in the conference room with Ms. Story, that it would be good for my client to be in the breakout room as well.
All right, we'll set that up. Angela, please. All right, we'll go back on the record. Same appearances as before. The court had allowed the parties to go into a breakout room previously to see if any agreements could be reached regarding holiday parenting time. Mr. Andrews, any agreements?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So what all, from your perspective, do we need to establish as far as holiday parenting time? Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Yes, Your Honor.
And New Year's?
No. Well, yes, that's part of the Christmas proposal from both parties. That includes New Year's.
Okay. All right. What is petitioner's proposal?
With regard to Thanksgiving, petitioner's regular parenting time is the weekend before Thanksgiving from Friday, November 21st after school or 3:00 p.m. until Sunday, November 23rd at 8:00 p.m. What we are proposing for Thanksgiving is that instead of the parenting time ending on Sunday at 8, Instead, his parenting time would continue through Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. Of that week. So Wednesday, November 26th at 8:00 p.m. as the children are out of school that entire week. While Mr. Seymour does have to work that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, he works from about 7:30 to 4:00. And the children are old enough. They are both in high school, I believe, if memory serves. They're both high schoolers, that they're old enough to be at home by themselves for the few hours between them waking up on a non-school day and him getting off of work. At least if my high schoolers' sleep schedule is any indication, I imagine it'll only be a couple hours of them being awake. But so this would allow him some extended time while they're on their Thanksgiving break. And then we would propose that Ms. Seymour have parenting time from Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. Going forward. So that would be, she would have the entirety of Thanksgiving, the holiday, and then the following weekend is her normal parenting time weekend. And so the next time Mr. Seymour would have parenting time would be Wednesday the 3rd from after school until 8, which is his normal weekday parenting time.
All right, so let me make sure I'm clear. So the proposal would be he would have the parenting time from November 21st. Is that the school get out in the afternoon that day for break?
I don't know if they have school that day or not. Because what we had looked at was a 3:00 p.m. start time. So I frankly didn't ask if they had school on that Friday or if it got out at normal time.
So 3:00 p.m. on the 21st
Yes, Your Honor.
through 8:00 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Story, what is your client's proposal for Thanksgiving?
Your Honor, my client would like to keep the regular parenting schedule for November 21st, 2025 at 3 p.m. through Sunday, November 23rd, 2025 at 8 p.m. That means she would resume her normal parenting time from November 23rd, 2025 at 8 p.m. until November 26th, which is Wednesday, at 3 p.m., where they go see their father at their regular time from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. So we're requesting the normal schedule for that portion. We're then requesting that dad have parenting time on actual Thanksgiving from Thursday, November 27th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then we're requesting that mom resume her parenting time on the 27th after Thanksgiving through her normal weekend. So we're requesting a normal parenting time until the actual day of Thanksgiving, where we're requesting that dad have them for Thanksgiving for the holiday. And my client is getting me the days that they are off work, or not off work, the days that they get off of school, so that we can get that to you. I will say that Mr. Andrews, I misspoke when I was in the meeting with you, so I'm going to clarify that on the record. Ms. Seymour does work the 24th, 25th, 26th as well. So I apologize, Mr. Andrews, I misspoke on that. Ms. Seymour let me know. And we wanted to be transparent for the record.
Yeah, they get out regular time on the 21st for their holiday.
Did they go back?
And then they go back the 1st, December 1st.
So they get out, Your Honor, on their regular time on November 21st.
Right, so let me make sure I have this right. So under your proposal, your client would have the parenting time the 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Until 3 p.m., Your Honor. For dad's regular parenting time on Wednesdays that he gets.
So then they would spend the night with mom on the 26th and then go back to dad's at 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving?
Yes, Your Honor. But give me 1 second, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're okay with them staying the night on Wednesday after their parenting time with dad. So they would stay November 26th, 2025 from 3 p.m. until November 27th on Thanksgiving at 6 p.m.
So basically the disputes over who has them on the 24th and the 25th.
Yeah, during her regular parenting time, Your Honor.
Remind me where each party's living. They live in Andover, or the kids go to school in Andover?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe both parties live in Andover.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, let's talk about Christmas next, and then maybe that'll help.
Your Honor, what we are proposing for Christmas, Mr. Seymour's regular weekend parenting time is Friday, December 19th, after school or 3:00 p.m. Through Sunday, December 21st at 8:00 p.m. What we are proposing is that instead of it ending on Sunday at 8, instead his parenting time would go from Friday, December 19th at 3 through December 24th, Christmas Eve at 5:00 p.m. Then Ms. Seymour would have parenting time from 5:00 p.m. Until 8:30 p.m. on the 24th, which is so she could attend Christmas Eve services. And then Mr. Seymour would have parenting time from December 24th at 8:30 p.m. until the following morning, Christmas Day at 11:00 a.m. Then Ms. Seymour would have parenting time from December 25th at 11 through January 3rd at 10:00 a.m.
Christmas custody turns emotional as both lawyers trade plans filled with travel.
She is going to be going out of state, and so she would have December 25th through January 3rd, and Mr. Seymour would not have any of his regular parenting time during that time period. And then he would have his weekend would normally have been January 2nd through January 4th, but instead he would have January 3rd at 10:00 a.m. until January 4th at 8:00 p.m., which would be the end of his normal weekend.
All right, Ms. Story, your client's proposal?
So Your Honor, our proposal for that first section, so December 19th, 2025 would be at 3 p.m. when they get off of work, or not work, school, through Sunday, December 21st, 2025 at 8 p.m. Then we're in agreement for parenting time December 24th, 2025. So my client would have, in our proposal, December 21st, 2025 at 8 p.m. until December 24th at 8:30 p.m. And that gives her that time from 5 that they've agreed to 5 to 8:30 p.m. to do church. And then at 8:30 p.m. on December 25th, 2025, so Christmas Eve, until Christmas Day at 8 p.m. So he would have Christmas Eve night, she would get Christmas Eve during the day and church, and they'd go to their dad at Christmas Eve night and spend Christmas Day with dad until 8 p.m. Yep, that's what we wrote from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Oh, yeah, that's what we wrote. And then she would have them back on the 26th at 8 p.m. or no, 25th at 8 p.m. when Christmas Day ended through, and we originally said January 2nd, 2026, when she's traveling back from Iowa to see her family. But if it works better for respondent for us to bring them back January 3rd at 10 a.m., we're fine. It sounds like the dispute that we have is more so, again, that regular parenting time she would have from December 21st until they see their dad on Christmas Eve at 8 p.m.
And I guess just to clarify, my understanding of the proposal was that he would not have, of your original proposal, is he would not have parenting time on January 2nd, but it would start January 3rd. So, I mean, he obviously would accept January 2nd for the start of it if that's what you guys are proposing now.
Yeah, back until maybe.
They wouldn't get back till probably late, so the third probably would be better, from Iowa or early in the morning at 10 a.m.
All right, Mr. Andrews, any further argument or comment on these proposals?
No, with regard to Thanksgiving, Your Honor, our proposal was essentially to treat that entire week as a holiday break and to divide it in half to where Mr. Seymour gets the first half of the holiday break, Ms. Seymour gets the second half. So that's why we, did a Wednesday evening exchange time. With regard to Christmas, Ms. Seymour is essentially asking to give Mr. Seymour a little bit of time on Christmas Day and then take away his regular parenting time so she can go to Iowa. What we're just asking for is to make it a little bit more equitable by giving him some additional time leading up to Christmas Day, in addition to his regular weekend.
Are the children traveling with family, with Miss Seymour to Iowa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Andrews. Ms. Story, any further comment?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like the parenting plan to stay as consistent as the temporary orders as possible until they get with the guardian ad litem, which is why we proposed the schedule that we did. My client is obviously wanting him to see his children on the holidays. In fact, giving him most of the time on the holidays, the actual holidays such as Christmas, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Christmas Day, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. The holiday, the day that he's missing for Iowa, that's a family tradition. They usually do go to Iowa at that time to see Miss Seymour's family. We would just like it to stay consistent until the guardian ad litem report and recommendations can come back. But we're more than willing to give some extra time during the day if he's not working on certain days. But for overnights and parenting time, we'd like to keep it as pretty consistent as possible, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Story. All right, what I'm gonna do is, for purposes of this temporary order, is adopt Dad's proposal for Thanksgiving, and I'm going to adopt Mom's proposal for Christmas, New Year's. Are there any other parenting time issues that need to be resolved other than the holiday time at this point?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right, as far as the guardian ad litem goes, did you all settle on a guardian ad litem? Was it going to be Miss Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, well, I would just encourage the parties to cooperate in that process. And so final orders can be reached sooner rather than later, but at least we have a temporary order in place. Mr. Andrews, are you going to incorporate this holiday parenting time into the journal entry from the last hearing?
Your Honor, if Ms. Story is okay with it, she had already done a proposed order for the holiday parenting plan. I think it may be easiest if she just revises it to make it consistent with the court's orders today, and if that's okay with her.
Yeah, that's okay with me.
All right, and then there's still, what's the status of the order from September 17th?
Your Honor, I just got that back from Mr. Andrews today. I just have one tiny revision or clarification that I'd like from him, but everything else we're good for.
All right, and as far as future court dates go, do you want to set a court date, or do you want to wait till the parties have gone through the guardian ad litem meetings and so forth, and see where we're at after that?
I think at this point, since we have resolved the issue of the holidays that are coming up, that we could just wait to schedule something until we get.
All right, Josh, you've cut out.
Okay, I thought that was me for a second.
I can hear you, Miss Story. Josh still looks frozen.
Oh, no. We're in agreement with him, though, as far as not having a hearing date. I think we got the issues resolved that needed to be resolved before the holidays. Make the holidays a little bit smoother and happier for everybody.
Okay. Mr. Andrews, can you hear me at all? Well, I recognize we're almost done, but I don't want Mr. Andrews to feel like he missed something at the end. So let's see if we can get him back.
Oh, there he is.
All right, you're muted now.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened with my internet. I was saying that I think that since we have the upcoming holiday issue resolved, that we don't need another hearing date until after the guardian ad litem's issued their recommendations.
All right, and Miss Story agrees with that. So we'll just, if you guys need to get a hearing scheduled, just contact Angela. Otherwise, we'll just wait to hear from you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. Have a good day.
You as well, Your Honor.
You too.
Thanksgiving goes to Dad, Christmas to Mom, and peace finally settles in the room. After a long debate, both sides nod, knowing the war isn't over, just paused for the holidays. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.